What up, everybody? Welcome to the channel. I am your host, MICFURY, and I make informative videos just like this one. So please hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on any future content. And welcome to Weird West, things the game doesn't tell you. I'm gonna try to go quickly about these things, right? I'm trying to be snappy about them. I don't want to spend too much time on it because there's actually a lot of things that the game doesn't tell you, especially if you're not very familiar with immersive sim. So let's get right into number one. Number one is Dynamite. Dynamite is particularly useful for actually using as a weapon, but in reality, what you want to be using these for is to break these rocks. If you didn't know that these rocks could actually be broken, here you go. I found them by experimentation. Pop them open, and sometimes you're gonna find a chest, which then has nim relics and coins and sometimes bearskin. Some of them have like the actual golden cards and things of that nature, but for the most part you might get a actual card, you might get a nim relic, you might get a chest, and sometimes you might get nothing. So keep that in mind. Another quick tip is the fact that you could actually go down wells with rope. So this one was covered, and I just uncovered it. So whenever you see wells that are covered with a little bit of wood, you can uncover it. If I'm not mistaken, you could also whip out a melee weapon and attack it, or you probably use your gun. But if you attach a rope, which you're carrying, then you could actually climb down. And once you do, ta-da! Not much, but hey, it's free loot. Take it or leave it. Books. Books are extremely useful. Number one, they provide a lot of world building, but number two, they actually give you some very useful information. So right now in this scenario, these are lore books. And lore books are going to provide you a little bit of the happenings that have gone around, and it's going to also let you know if you've already read them, as you can see right there. But in certain situations when puzzles need to be solved, make sure you look at each and every single shelf to just be sure that there aren't clues being given out inside of one of these books, because I'll give you a quick spoiler. Around the first heroes or the first character's ending, there's a couple of things that need to be done before you could actually reach the actual end game or the actual boss, right? So you have to do a couple of things. So if you don't know, then you wouldn't know to look. But if you pick up a book, that particular book tells you exactly how to get to that particular boss. Another quick tip: get a safe at the bank as soon as possible. Not only because it's actually very useful when it comes to actually just transferring items from character to character, but also you want to keep your safe having some very important resources that you're going to need for upgrades and things of that nature. That way you're not carrying around. And also when you find items that are very specific to certain characters, yeah, you might want to throw that one in here. Very few of them are very specific to certain characters, so keep that in mind. But if you ever need to just throw, for example, gold, I throw them in there. Legendary weapons, I have a full set of gold weapons, as you can see right here, and I have one legendary weapon. I throw them all in there right about when my character's about to switch over to the next one, and therefore I just go back to the bank and grab all my weapons. Now you could do the same thing with the horse, keep that in mind, but having multiple safe spots it's never a bad thing, right? As soon as you start getting into the second and third character, make sure to go back and find your previous character, because two things. Number one, you could actually get a lot of your gear back that they're currently holding and therefore transfer that directly onto your character. And number two, they become awesome companions. So as you can see right now, I am on the third character, and I'm currently having my first and second character be my followers or be my companions, and they're extremely helpful. And as part of this as well, I'm gonna add to that, make sure to spend time with each and every single character. I'm not talking about just doing the missions, I'm talking about doing a little bit extra so you could get all those nim relics, all the different types of cards. Make sure you explore every single location that pertains to them, because you want them to be as strong as possible so when you can have them as companions. Here's another thing the game doesn't tell you. If you ever are in need of a quick meal and you don't have a bonfire, but do have a random assortment of enemies, use fire on them. Reason being is because number one, animals are all weak against fire and they die quickly. And this one's just getting on my nerves. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna beat this one to death. So if you check it, obviously meat is raw, but if I come over here and search this wolf, guess what? Cooked meat. It literally cooks the meat right then and there, and you could actually have a quick meal out of it, just in case you didn't have a bonfire or a fire of any kind. Now also keep in mind, you can make a camp at whichever point in time that you desire, as I did right here. That's usually the best way to actually get different types of actual animals to visit your camp, and they're easy to get different pelts. So from there on, you could just cook anything from there, from your actual campsite, which you could do it at any point in the game. Another quick thing would be the fact that each and every single town or major town in the game actually has a bounty board, and the bounty board it has differs from all the other ones. So you can literally stack up bounties just by traveling to the different points, and therefore stacking that money so you can buy legendary weapons. So for example, right here I'm on Cedar's Point, if I'm not mistaken. If I can check out the world map, I am at Quick Bend, which is different from Grackle, which I have a couple bounties that I gotta go post over there. But I could literally grab these, then I could travel to Cedar Flats, which are literally the main ones. Usually have a bounty board. Like this one, Wolfgang also has one as well, and so does Murphy. So you go to those different towns, stack up all the bounties, literally like what, maybe 10 bounties all together, maybe if you're lucky, and the game spawns them for you, and therefore you could get all the money you ever need to get all the awesome items that are available to you. Yes, I can safely confirm for you guys that there is such thing as 5-star equipment. Now, I've only been able to find these in an actual shop. I've never been able to find these out in the wild. So I've bought in this one the legendary Stubbs double barrel shotgun, and it is by far the strongest weapon I have seen in the game, because it does 110 per shot. And then you can combine that with double barrel, the ability, and you can just wreak havoc, absolutely havoc. But point is, these are extremely expensive. As you can see, the opposite one, the mountain one, the legendary Black Mountain Widowmaker, this bad boy shoots faster, but it is at the same time 84 damage to my 110, but it's extremely expensive. With a 19% discount, we're looking at $1,200. Now, there's also legendary equipment that are, for example, the amulets. You can find a legendary equipment amulet. I imagine that you could find a legendary armor set as well, but sadly I haven't been able to see the armor set, but I have been able to see the amulet, which I have stored in, well, actually I showed it earlier in the safe, getting the safe part. So definitely, you guys, legendary are confirmed. Here's a callback to the actual one of the tips that I gave you guys for the beginner's guide. I'm gonna leave that video down in the description below, but make sure to look at old locations with your other characters. Number one being is because there's specific things that could only be seen and or explored with specific characters. I'm still waiting to get the last character, the Onokarist. She is able to read ancient language, so I can't wait till I get her and eventually be able to talk to you guys about what their actual powers are, what type of magic can I do with her, what are her abilities. But like this dude by himself, the Native American or the native the Fire Nation tribe, which is funny because it makes it sound like Avatar. They are completely different, and the whole skill set is different. And I'm doing the same thing. I'm looking at specific locations that have to do with the tribes in the actual game, and therefore I'm cross-referencing and understanding the different books that I can read, the different scrolls that you can find with them. So definitely make sure, scratch 1, 2, 3. So definitely make sure to loot other old locations with your different characters. And I think this might be my last one. If you guys ever have the need to actually pull a lever and it's actually out of reach, shoot it. That's simple. And then for some reason, it doesn't even matter the angle, just pull it off. But there you guys have it. That is everything I could find that the game doesn't tell you that you're able to pull off. Like, there's so many little things. If you guys know any, let me know down in the comment section below. If I missed one, let me know down there, and I'll be happy to confirm or unconfirm it, or even try it out to see if it actually works. But anyways, you guys, that is it for today. Thank you guys for watching. If you guys enjoyed the video, please hit the like button. If you're new here and you want to see more videos like this, hit the subscribe button, and make sure to support the channel either via the Epic Creator Code or the Amazon link down in the description below. You could also follow me on TikTok, Twitter, Instagram. Links are down in the description below, along with my Patreon. Do consider supporting me there. $1 they keep the landlord away. I'm your host, MICFURY. It's been a complete pleasure. Until next time, Mike off.